Good morning. Most fitness programs avoid complex movements like the snatch and the clean and jerk, but not because they're not valuable, just because they don't know how to coach them or they think that it's too hard. Not here. There's so much value in those movements. If you break them down into their simple components, anybody can learn them. Today we've got a great EMOM of machine calories or running on the spot and some toes to bar. And then we're gonna dig into the snatch. Join us. First, before we move our bodies, we gotta prime our minds, choose our first thoughts of the day. Let's go. So what you're gonna wanna do is find yourself a little bit of space where you can sit down, where you can basically put your feet underneath your hips and sit down in what we call our paleo chair or paleo squat position, our natural poop position. If you feel like you're gonna fall over, grab yourself a counterbalance to hold on to. And before we get on with our day, we want to set our intention. We've got 4 mental reps here that we do while we do a little bit of breath work. So what this will look like is a 4-second inhale, 4-second pause the top, 4-second exhale, 4-second pause the top, 4 cycles. So go ahead and join me. We're going to go ahead and inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I am responsible for my life, the outcomes, my decisions, my responses. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I will make time between stimulus and my response. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I have all I need to succeed and will focus on progress over perfection. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I choose gratitude. Inhale. All right. Let's get moving. So, first move. Oh, what did I just do there? First movement of the day is getting up. So, in order to get up, we got to get down first. So, we're going to get 2 minutes here. I'll set the clock 2 minutes, and we're just getting down on the floor, all the way down, and then getting back up. And we'll celebrate the fact that we're able to do so at the top. And we're just gonna work through that for 2 minutes. It can be slow, it can be fast. You can pick up the pace as you go. We're just starting with 2 minutes of burpees. Because if you can't get up off the floor, who cares what else you can do, right? There's no point in doing other exercises if you can't get off the ground. So this is how we'll start every session, every morning. Excuse me. Before we dig into our session for the day. Hope you guys are all feeling fantastic this morning. Not feeling too stiff from yesterday's kettlebell swing, push press, hang. Feeling pretty good. Feel free to drop in the comments there how your body's feeling and how you felt waking up this morning. 1 more minute. Just moving through, laying down, getting up, and celebrating. After today's workout, I've got many farm clips, including a special surprise. So make sure you stick around for that at the end, after our EMOM and our snatch work for the day. Happy Friday, everybody. 30 seconds. Heart rate should be starting to come up a little bit here. These should start to feel a little bit more smooth, a little less cranky, cracky, crunchy, however the body is feeling when it first starts moving at 5. And there we are. All right, so we'll get into our second bit of warm-up here. Jody, good morning. Talia, good morning. Jabes, good morning. And Jason, oh, Megan too. Good morning, good morning. Have a great Friday. Off to get the fellas for another great day of CrossFit class. Oh, it's a 2-day seminar, nice. All right, so we're coming into our hip flexor warm-up with some knee raises. Just standing on one foot, getting a little bit of balance in there as well. You get 10 reps or so, nice straight standing leg. Just thinking of pulling the knee to the chest. Starting to feel a little bit of warm up in that hip flexor. Switch sides once you got about 10. Nice and high. Excellent. Megan, are you just on your way there right now? Or are you at the gym already setting up? All right, second, feet go underneath the hips, and you're just pushing the butt back. You're gonna feel the hamstrings, maybe a little low back, depending on whether you deadlifted on Wednesday. And then thinking about squeezing the butt at the top, getting nice and tall, neutralizing the pelvis. Uh-oh. Dog's already getting into trouble here this morning. Okay, from there we'll go with our little single leg. So go ahead and just stand on one foot. And let's go ahead and raise and lower maple, the opposite hip. So push into the floor, relax. Push into the floor, relax. And just raise and lower that standing hip, or non-standing hip, I guess. Woo, balance. Switch sides once you got about 10 of those. Maple, what are you doing? What's over there that you like? She's getting at it here. 10 there. Equipment, good morning. Equipment, I don't think I know your first name, by the way. Maple. Stop it, what's under there? Oh my goodness. This is gonna get lost, but there's, oh, it's not even, it's the inside of a golf ball. Okay, from there we're gonna go reverse lunges. So nice long step back so that when you drop the knee down, we got a nice vertical front shin. Weight is in the heel on the front foot, or at least evenly distributed. And just moving slowly through that. If you need to hold on to something for support, nothing wrong with that. Marge, good morning. How you doing? Equipment says, I'll hop off early today. Okay, you heading out? You're not gonna snatch with us today? It's gonna be a good one. A couple more of these and then we'll get on the ground for our thoracic spine rotations. Okay. So we'll get on all fours and we'll do our thread the needle here. So one arm is gonna go, good morning Yaroslav. One arm is going through to the floor, take that shoulder to the ground, and then open it back up, reach to the ceiling. At least 5 of those per side. Getting a little spinal twist there. A little creak in my neck. A lot of shouldered overhead last few days. And then maybe just physical farm life. Yesterday was one heck of a big day here. As I sang, special surprise at the end of the session today. I've got some videos of farm life and a special day. So stick around. One more of these. And then we'll hop up for our first round air squats. So feet underneath the shoulders, maybe a slight turn out of the toes. Send the hips back and down like you're sitting on your toilet. Try to keep that torso nice and upright. And ideally the hips come below the knees at the bottom. And then stand up tall, squeeze the butt at the top. Excellent. Megan says not yet, getting ready to head in. Fantastic. I love that you check in with us, Megan. I appreciate it. Good morning, legs. All right, round 2. Change it up a little bit. We'll get our hip, knee flexion and rotation here, or hip flexion, rotation. We need a better name for that. What do we call that? Stepping over the dog gate, I think we did. Try to keep the torso pointing in the same direction as the hip turns open. Excellent. Switch sides. That is turning on. See if you can do it without holding on. Who's got good weekend plans here this weekend after today? What is it? Mid-November almost. There we go. It's cooling off out there. Definitely starting to get close to winter operations here on the farm. All right, next one we'll go with our staggered good morning. So one foot, you're gonna line up the heel with the toes of the other foot. And then same idea, send the hips back, neutral spine. You're gonna feel a good stretch in that front leg, the straight one. Maple. No. That girl's too much. And then we'll switch sides. Same number on the other side. Unless you're feeling a little extra tight there, in which case get a few more on that side. Yaroslav, you heading into the gym today? Is it back squat day? Or yeah. How many days a week do you get in there? You can do 5 at least, eh? Okay, one more there. And then we'll go back to our single leg, but we're gonna go with our hinge this time. So one foot comes off the ground, and just a gentle hinge. You can go further if you want. You can take it hands to the ground. Squeeze the butt at the top. Maybe 5 or 6 per side. Maple, you put it over there. Don't be all upset now that your toy is behind there. Couple more there. Hey mate, how you doing? Who's that? Nixon, good morning. What do you got on tap today? We're getting in a little bit of weightlifting work after our EMOM. We're going cows on the machine. If you don't have a machine, you can do a run on the spot, like a high knee, and toes to bar, which if you don't have toes to bar, you could do a tuck up or a V up if you don't have a pull up bar. And then we're getting into a 3-position maple. Oh, sorry about this, guys. And then we're getting into a snatch complex. Where was I there? Good morning, single leg, which will be a power snatch, touch and go snatch. Power snatch, touch and go power snatch. Hang power snatch, touch and go power snatch, hang snatch. That is the complex. And it doesn't matter if you don't have any experience with weightlifting. We'll break it down, keep it simple. All right, from there, we're gonna go with our Spider-Man lunge. So go ahead and get into your plank position. Take one leg, 1 foot outside the hands, and just get some back and forth here. It says, thanks, good. I'm done with a workout today, biceps and cardio. Nixon, are you familiar? Are you ever done any Olympic weightlifting? Clean and jerk, snatch, any of that before? A lot of value in those technical movements. Basically like the king movements of power, speed, flexibility, agility, balance, coordination. There's so many components that you get out of those movements that if you're not doing them, you're missing out on. So if you're not practicing them, join us. Every Friday we do some weightlifting, but we also mix it in throughout the week. Yaroslav says, yeah, I still feel my legs, but I'm planning to go today. This week is pretty heavy. Usually I'm trying to do 4 to 5 classes a week. Yeah, those deadlifts on Wednesday definitely were heavier than I normally go here, for sure. I'm feeling the glutes for sure from those deadlifts. All right, we'll do one more per side here. Spider-Man lunge. Nixon says, to be honest, I did it, but not regular. Any reason why? Did you have a good coach, Nixon? Because they're simple to learn when you got someone who can teach them. But if you're just trying to look at them, they can be tough. Trying to do it on your own. All right, last one here. The Spider-Man lunge. You put in a little bit of work on them all the time, they can get pretty, I don't want to say simple, but easy enough to do that you can practice them. Lots of value in those movements for sure. All right, for our second round of thoracic spine rotation, we're going to do our T or our Y. I don't have a name for this, like Y Superman. So you're just thinking about lifting the arms as high as you can. You can either keep the head down while you do it, or lift the chest a little bit as well. But as much as we can, we want to go arms in line with the body. Get 10. Okay, and then one more round of air squats. So feet back underneath the shoulders and hips back and down into your squat. Nixon says my schedule is more focused on bodybuilding, calisthenic stuff, but gradually I'm changing to hypertrophy and CrossFit stuff. How come? Why the periodized program? Why switch it up? To be honest, the way that I see it is if there is a program that gets me all that I want, and what I want is physical capacity in life, then I just do that thing. And really, CrossFit encompasses everything that you're trying to do there, except for, specifically bodybuilding. I think CrossFitters generally end up looking pretty fit without all of the isolation movements that you would do with bodybuilding to potentially make you less athletic. Okay, let's continue on. Right, the more movements that you do that are, real life movements, as opposed to like isolation movements, the more athletic you become, and the less kind of robotic. All right, next. So as I was saying, today's EMOM, simple, not necessarily easy. We're gonna go 10 minutes, alternating minutes as usual. Odd minutes are gonna be calories on a machine. So if you've got a rower, a bike, a ski erg, or a treadmill or something you could use, that's a good option. If you don't have a machine, a good option is just gonna be a run on the spot, or burpees if you want, but I would go with a high knee run on the spot, which is going to get you a good deal of cardio and carryover as well. And then on the even minutes, we're going to go with some version of toe to bar. So if you have a pull-up bar, I'm going to give you a few options here, and don't worry if you don't have a pull-up bar, I've got some other options. So what I'm going to be aiming for is not going to be a full toe to bar, just because the space in here is not really conducive for it. I don't want this thing to fall off the door. But what I'm looking for is I'm going to hang fully at the arms, and I'm going to try to just bring my feet above my hips. In a full toe to bar situation, you'd be contacting the bar with your feet, but that would require a little bit more movement here and the potential for this thing to fall, and I'm not into that. So another option could be, if you have a pull-up bar but you don't have that, just bring the knees up, bring them back down, knees up and down, and just aim to bring them above the hip. So knees or feet. And then if you don't have a pull-up bar, which I'm gonna always suggest that you have a pull-up bar, because relatively simple piece of gear to set up and can be pretty cheap too. But what we're gonna go with there is, if you don't have a pull-up bar, you can either just do a sit-up, which is a nice hip flexion movement as well, or a tuck up, something like that. So hip flexion, either way. And just like we kind of normally do here, you want to choose an option that's going to take, maybe the machine is 40 seconds, maybe the toes to bar are 20, 30 seconds. You've got a little bit of rest in between each one to be able to hit it hard enough on each round. So take a minute, hop on your machine if you've got one, warm that up. If you don't have a machine, get in some of those high knees to warm it up. Set up your pull-up bar, get whatever you need, hit the like button, make sure you've subscribed, share this with somebody, and we'll get going in like 1 minute here. Okay. So it'll look like that, but we're not starting this minute, so don't worry. Just gonna set up this bike seat. Okay, that's it. All right, team, we ready to go here? Let's see this. I'll just read these and then we'll get started real quick. Jason says we'll be here for the EMOM, then have to get ready for travel to Ottawa for an early appointment. Cool. Jody, hello and good morning to my 5 a.m. Avatar classmates. Morning stretching was feeling good. Great. Nixon says, I'm 20 and I noticed that bodybuilders and powerlifters' body is not good for the long term, as I have friends in that field, and calisthenics is much better for the long term. Yeah, so Nixon, the ideal situation is a combination of everything, which is what CrossFit is, right? We do powerlifting, weightlifting, gymnastics, running, pulling, pushing, jumping, throwing. The point of CrossFit is to be the most generally fit all around, right? So we do all of the things as opposed to focusing on one and getting good at that and neglecting everything else, and then working on this and neglecting that. We do it all so that you've got a well-rounded fitness. All right, let's do this. All right, let's do this. It's just time to work. Let's get that music. All right, team, it's time. So we're gonna start on the machine. I'm gonna turn that camera around. All right, let's do this, team. 30 to 40 seconds on the machine. That's it, the end of the song. Next time you'll sing along. Trust me, 3, 2, 1, let's go. That's 20 seconds. 30. That's 40. 10 seconds. Toes to bar. 5, 3, 2, 1. Might go for 10 here.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient. Hoping one day I'll blow up in the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't need shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing. Sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown.
Yeah, that's 13. That's good for a set. Yeah, functional fitness, you got it. Love all the tunes. Takes me back to my youth. Nice. 20 seconds. Ten. 5, 3, 2, 1, go. Twenty. 30. 40. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go.
Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
Oh. It's 13 again. Substituting the bike. I don't have one, I'm doing kettlebell swings. That's good. As long as the grip isn't too taxed between the kettlebell swings and the hanging, you could always do a run on the spot if you want their march instead of the kettlebell. 10 seconds. Or even burpees. Both great ideas. Go. Whoops. Thirty. 40. Yeah, burpees, running on the spot, both good ideas. 3, 2, 1. In different versions, each do what they that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. So do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue. Over halfway. Good job so far. 2 more sets of each. 20 seconds. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Ooh. 30. 40. It's 12. 10. 3, 2, 1, go.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't need shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing. Sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, beating my way into being put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the news is some losing shit. A stupid
Whoa.
I choose to live, I choose to
Had to break those up.
lose your grip and lose a gift.
Jim Remy, hybrid training. Hang out. We'll talk about that in 2 minutes. 20. Hybrid training is people who want to do CrossFit but don't want to learn the technical stuff. Come back to me though. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Twenty. 30. 40. 'Stick around, Jim Remy. I got more for you. 10. 3, 2, 1. Last set. Put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man. I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man. They don't know shit. I'm losing my mind. 13. Ooh. Great job, team. My abs are on fire. Hell yeah. Great job, team. Well done. All right, Jim Remy, if you're still there, let me know and we'll talk. Take a minute, team. Walk around. Catch your breath. And we're gonna start talking about our snatch complex today. This is one of those things that hybrid training generally doesn't involve, a lot of snatching. But we can get into that if you guys want. All right, well, let's talk about the snatch. Let's take a minute before we, awesome, Talia. Amazing. Okay, so what we're gonna do, looked easier on paper. Yeah, those totem bars fell apart on my last round. I don't know if you saw that. Let's go ahead and grab yourself a broomstick or a PVC or a hockey stick or something they got that's light. Grab it with a nice wide grip. We're just gonna open up the shoulders a little bit. for the snatch before we go. So just think about straight overhead and then take that thing just behind the shoulders. If you feel like it's gonna rip your shoulders off, just widen out the grip. Ideally, you wanna be able to do this with a nice straight arm without arching at the back while you do so. Right, so ideally that stays nice and tight and you're just going from overhead to behind you. Hit at least 10 there. You could go all the way around. Woo! Good old echo bike. How'd you guys feel there? How was that? March, how were the kettlebell swings instead of the machine? Did you find that grippy? All right. So our complex today, and remember, if you're brand new to this, like this is a great barbell. This is a great starting point to learn these movements. Don't worry about a big heavy barbell to start. So, excuse me, 3 positions today, says on the screen there, if that's legible. Hang power snatch, touch and go power snatch, hang snatch. So the third one, because it's not hang power snatch, means that we're gonna squat. So what we're looking at is the bar will come up from the floor to the high hang. We're gonna go to the knee, jump catch, and then we're gonna go touch and go down to the floor, touch and go, jump catch. And then the third one, the hang snatch, is into a squat. So to the knee, vertical, jump catch, squat. So we're gonna talk about the basics of this though a little bit. If you're brand new, this is what you wanna think. The swings are good, everything is good, fantastic. Jason, have a great day, Jason. Okay, so what you wanna think here, first thing, you got this bar gripped wide enough that it sits right in the hip crease. And realistically, when we do weightlifting, we're gonna use a grip called the hook grip. So thumb goes around the bar, and then the fingers wrap around the thumb, and that's like holding a strap. It's not gonna come out of your hands. And the first thing we want, with the bar in the hip, we're just gonna dip, keeping that bar there, drive and pull. So dip, squeeze the legs and pull. I wanna do legs before arms, so I'm not going like that. Get a few of those. So from the hip, drive and pull. Obviously you can do this with your barbell as well. You know what, I should probably do that. But all of these, all of these can be done with your PVC stick or broomstick or hockey stick or whatever you're using. So once again, dip, drive, pull, dip, drive, pull. Try to keep that dip vertical. Next one, same thing, but we're gonna go to the knee. So I'm gonna slide down the bar, or down the thighs to the knee, and then as I start to stand, I'm pushing the knees back forward, coming back through vertical, and then that same drive and pull. We'll get a few of those. Down the thigh to the knee, back through vertical, knees through, and then drive and pull once it contacts the hip. That hip crease, that's always the spot that you're waiting for before you drive. From there, we'll get a few from the bottom. So this position here at the knee, from there I wanna close up at the knees. Let the knees go forward a little bit in front of the bar. I wanna look straight ahead. I'm gonna stand slowly till I cross the knee, then back into the hip, drive, shrug, pull. So add speed, slow, cross the knee, get vertical, slow, and then speed. Do one more of those just as warm up. Slow, cross the knee, get vertical, drive, shrug, pull. Next one, we're gonna prep the shoulders a little bit. Take the bar onto the back. Keep your snatch grip on there, so that nice wide grip. And you're just gonna dip, drive, press. Press on that thing hard when it's overhead. Bring it back down, let's get a few of those. Dip, drive, press. This is just your behind the neck snatch grip, push press. Dip, drive, press. From there, we're gonna get under the bar a little bit with a push jerk. So same dip drive, but this time I'm not gonna finish with the arms. I'm going to drop under, receive it with straight arms, and bent knees before I stand back up. So short dip, jump and punch, catching with bent knees, straight arms, and then standing it up. And that's the receiving position for a power snatch. Once again, dip, drive, catch, stand. And then from there, we'll just warm up the overhead squat a little bit for the hang snatches. So go ahead and take that back overhead. And I'm gonna do this with the stick so I can show you from the side. If you're new to the overhead squat, what I want you to think first, set the feet underneath the shoulders, then get a slight hinge, a little good morning, but keep the bar where it is. And then from there, come down into your squat and you'll notice that bar just tracks in a straight line. So it never moves. I'm just moving around it, getting into that torso forward position a little bit before I come down into the squat, and then stand it back up. So, same thing with the barbell. Get into that squat, hang out there a little bit. Feel free to come down and pause in the bottom, find those good positions. We'll get a few more overhead squats. Okay, and then last one, this is probably gonna hit my hat. I'm gonna just turn this around. Pause, time out. All right, check, okay. Almost there. So, next, we're just gonna do a few of each of those. So the hang power snatch, to the knee, get vertical, jump catch. Reset, to the knee, slide up the thigh, get vertical, jump catch, right straight arm, bent knee, stand. That's our hang power snatch. The next one, same thing but from the bottom. So you'll cross the knee, bend the knees once you cross them, come to the floor if you got bumpers there. Slowly come away from the floor to the knee, get vertical, jump catch. And then the last one is gonna be from the knee into a squat. So sliding down the thigh to the knee, coming back through vertical, jump catch, but receive in that squat position, and then stand. If receiving in the squat is unrealistic, think catch, and then slowly ease yourself into the squat, and then come out. So once again, the complex is hang power snatch to the knee, jump catch, touch and go power snatch from the floor, cross the knee, get vertical, jump catch, and then hang snatch from the knee into a squat. Okay, take a couple minutes, warm that up, get a little bit of weight on your bar if you want, and we're gonna go 7 sets of that. 1 set every 90 seconds. Whew. So I'm gonna take probably 2 warm-up sets here. So take a little bit of time. Smash the like button, hit those reactions if you're done already. If you're already set up, just pound them over and over again. A little heart, a little 100. Remember to mark your calendar for next Tuesday when we will be streaming all day. Job from our gym is attempting to break the world record. 12 hours, most burpee pull-ups. Record is 3,637. So if you want to watch someone work hard all day, definitely come check that out on Tuesday. All right. So once again, hang power snatch. Power snatch, and hang snatch. All right, we're almost there. Obviously, if you're in your house and you can't dump a barbell, keep this at a technique weight where you're getting in good reps, improving your technique, but not at risk of having to drop the bar, potentially make some noise. Almost there.
Oh, my back's fried from just bending over here so much. All right, I'm almost ready here, team. Get our clock set. We're going 7 sets, 1 every 90 seconds. Okay, team, let's see here. Jody says, protect thy chin. Okay. Jabe, Adam, what's good? Snatches are good. Shirley, hi, Jabes. How are you doing? Exercising a lot. I mean, we do this every morning. I don't do a whole lot more after this. I'll be practicing this a lot. Nice march. Jabes, never put a shirt back on, Adam. I live in Canada, man. I definitely need a shirt when I go outside. Jody, very quickly, remind me difference between hang power and hang. So hang power, anytime it says power, Jody, you're receiving at or above a squat, versus if it doesn't have power in it, at least in my vernacular and my nomenclature, if it's skill work and it just says snatch, that means it's a full snatch versus power snatch. But to confuse you, if it's in a workout, if it's in a workout and it says snatch, it's just get it done. So it could be power snatch or squat. I know that's confusing, but hopefully that clarifies it. Jabes, you sweat a lot, man. I think you said that yesterday. Still true, not going away. All right, I'm pretty good here. Hopefully you've all got an option that feels pretty good to start with. You can increase it as you go. Let's get after it. Let's get our tunes back on. Okay, let's do it. 10 seconds. Set 1, hang power snatch, touch and go power snatch, hang snatch. 3, 2, 1.
Never gonna look back. Damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's fast. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same.
There's one.
What it takes.
Teapot, the power of thoughts. Good morning. Good morning, team. We're just finishing, well, we're just starting up our extra work here on the barbell. Teapot, what you should do, grab yourself a broomstick or a PVC stick and join us. We're going hang power snatch, touch and go power snatch, and then hang snatch every 90 seconds for 7 sets. Great opportunity to do some skill work. Whew. Learn some new movements. The snatch is the mother of all lifts. Highest power output, highest flexibility, coordination, accuracy, agility, balance requirements. If you're not practicing your Olympic weightlifting, missing out on a lot of fitness. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Hang power snatch. Touch and go power snatch. Hang snatch. There we are. 2 down. 5 to go. March. The burpee pull-up challenge to break the world record. How many will he have to do? How long has he been training? He's been training since the beginning of the year. So like 11 months almost. The record is 3,637. His goal is 4,000. So it'll be a long day. I think it's basically 8 hours at 6 per minute and then 4 hours at 5 per minute to get the 4,000. Teapot, what's your normal workout routine? What do you do for fitness? Also, stick around afterwards. We got some clips of the animals. sheep, llamas, all that. 3, 2, 1. Hang power snatch. Touch and go power snatch. Hang snatch. That's all it takes. 3 down. 4 to go. Oh yes, I see. Yes, squat in the last rep. You got it. You got it, Jody. Teapot, you working out? Tell us about it. Whoops. 20 seconds. $15. It's funny, one of the clips that I have afterwards is basically for Jason, and he's gone. 10 seconds. He had a question yesterday about what happens to the deer after you shoot it. 3, 2, 1, and oh. Sour, you should taste mine. I'm gonna stay in power for a long time. Get up, I ain't a quitter. Talk to the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. 4 sets down, 3 to go. Just getting back into a routine, but I do yoga, set, fitness board to start. Awesome. Way to get back into it. Just know that everything we do is scalable to any level, and you're gonna see faster progress doing this than anything else. So consider joining us. We do a different workout every day, so your body's always having to adapt, but you do it at your level, right? So if this is new to you, instead of using a barbell, like we're doing these movements with a stick, that's the starting point. Anybody can do it. I always use the example of my mom, who's gonna be 70 this year, and she comes to the gym I own, and she beats me every day. So anybody can do it, anybody can learn. Just takes a little bit of practice and working at your own level. 3, 2, 1. Hang power snatch. Whoa. Touch and go power snatch. Whoa. And hang snatch. Whoa. That didn't go well. Holy moly. That set was all over the place. Sheesh. I also work out with a trampoline for rebound. That sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Just as long as you're challenging yourself, and ideally in some kind of functional manner, then you're killing it. Just you see too much of people doing something like this and expecting fitness out of it. It's like that's not how it works. Constantly varied, functional movements, executed high intensity. Simplest, fastest path to fitness and health. Obviously, while eating whole foods, meat and veggies, nuts and seeds, some fruits, little starch, no sugar. Reduce them carbs. All right, 3, 2, 1. Second last set. Hang power snatch. Touch and go power snatch. Hang snatch. One more set, team. is it helps with the lymphatic system. What, the rebound? It's funny. Sounds a little gimmicky, but if it works, it works. I would just do functional movements. Do the things that you like for fun as well. But there are fitness methods that are more effective, more efficient than others. I'm short for time, so I always want to make sure I'm getting the best bang for buck, the most value for my time. We do about 45 minutes every morning, and more than enough to cover all the bases. 10 seconds, last set. 3, 2, 1. Hey, power. Touch and go power. And hang snatch. And there we are. Woo! Great job. Take a minute. Walk around. Catch your breath. Breathe. We'll get into a couple stretches here. Cool down. And while we'll do that, we can chat about fitness if you want, or we can just watch our farm clips. Whew, great job, team. Those snatches, I was working harder than I thought I would this morning on those. It's all over the place. But there's value in that as well, right? If you don't receive it perfectly and you've got to do a little extra work for that lift, that's pretty real life. I mean, oftentimes on the farm here, like you try to do something and you end up off balance or out of position or not in the perfect spot, but the job has to get done. You got to keep doing it. But if the conditions aren't perfect, you don't just stop, you find a way. So getting into those positions and having to work around a little bit when it's not always perfect is great practice for real life. I mean, I say real life, I know a lot of us live a lifestyle that doesn't require much physical capacity, much physical work, but understand that human nature, human evolution definitely did. So being prepared for life, not a bad idea. Okay. Oh, let's see. Crooked Peach, good morning. I'm gonna screw this up, but I had Matilda. It's not Matilda though, is it? Crooked, remind me of your name. I'm sorry. I have Matilda. It starts with an M though, doesn't it? It can't be that though. Jody, what's better than a smooth snatch complex on a Friday morning? You mean what's better than a shaky, not so smooth complex? A smooth one. All right, let's get into what do we do there? Lots of hip hinging or hip flexion. Let's get into a couch stretch here. So grab yourself a sweatshirt or a little mat, whatever you got. Put it near the wall. And what we're gonna do is take the knee as close to the wall as you can handle while being able to step out in front, right? So you might find that if the knee is too close to the wall, that when you step out, it's just too much. It's too intense. If so, just bring your knee away from the wall. Get a little further there away. And what you want to think here now is the butt cheek on the back leg. This one here. Squeeze it, push those hips forwards. And we'll hang out here for a minute or so, at least per side. Who did I miss here? Tasharia, welcome. Good morning, Tasharia. What do you got going on today? What are everybody's weekend plans, by the way? Or does life just stay the same? Does life change on the weekend for you guys, or is it just more of the same? Crooked, Jody was here. Crooked, there she is. Jody, what's up, says Jabes. Jody, hello, I'm here. Meredith, dang it. It's close. Matilda, Meredith. I was right on the M and just blew that. I'm gonna get that, Crooked. I'm gonna get it. Oh, Jody had it, of course. On. Talia says, that was awesome. Thank you to everyone. I'm loving this so much. I'm dreaming about the next session. Tomorrow, good note. Next session tomorrow is our sandbag Saturday. And we're gonna dig into our first mental rep. Well, we can talk about this more later, but the I am responsible mental rep. We're gonna do a little bit of Jim Rohn video while we carry around our sandbag. Be a good one. Crooked Peach, Talia Zen. Crooked says, great stretch. Join us. Yeah, let's get it. Tasharia, greetings everyone. Happy Friday, beautiful people. Tasharia, what's going on this weekend? Crooked says, lots of garden work this weekend. Crazy. It's crazy. We're basically, we're pretty much shutting her down here. You're obviously a little bit warmer in Virginia than we are, but we are very soon going to be running out of grass and starting to feed hay to the critters and putting some animals in the freezer as well, which is exciting and, you know, kind of sad at the same time. Switch sides if you haven't already. And then on that note, we're going to watch a little bit of video here. So the first one is just going to be critters moving around, so no warnings necessary. But hang out in the stretch, don't leave yet, and let's watch the critters. So this was just the ewes and the llamas moving yesterday. You can see that when they're ready to move, they all follow me like they like me. Look at that. It's a cute little group, eh? So they're just ready to go to their next spot. If you're unfamiliar, we do regenerative grazing here, where we basically move from spot to spot on the farm so that the ground gets to recover and recuperate, and the animals aren't living in their own poop and they're getting fresh grass all the time. So it's a way to build soil health and regenerate our planet without and while growing the best quality food. Okay, so that's number one. I do have many clips here. Talia says, I'd be a terrible farm owner. I'd have to keep them all. I get what you're saying, Talia, but the reason why we do this is I know how animals are raised in the traditional system, right? I know how they are born, raised. I know all the steps. I know where they go to be finished. I know what they're eating. I know how the food they're eating is raised. And I just don't want to support that. So we raise our own animals so that I can do it in a healthy, sustainable way, while having great food for my family and doing something positive for the planet. So I understand, Talia, that it is challenging, but it's the only way that makes sense for us. I have a couple more of the sheep here. I didn't label these, so who knows what. Oh, upside down. Just a sec. This is a funny one because they run around a little bit. Let me just flip this over. I don't know why it comes up like this. Okay. So this is after they followed me. They went into their new paddock, and you can see the llamas get very excited and they run around. They're pretty funny. Okay, I'm gonna get out of that position. You can hop up if you want, or get in a couple more stretches. As you can see, they're all very excited to get into a new spot and get some new grass. Next, I think I have one more of the sheep. I'm not sure exactly what this one, and it's upside down. It may be the same thing. Where were we here? Oh, this was just me trying to let them through. Yeah, this was before the last video chronologically. So that's them going just into the new paddock. And then we flipped it over. Okay, I'm going to answer these, and then I have one more video, which was actually a response to Jason's question from yesterday, even though he's not here. Let's just see. More leaf clearing. Nice, Jody. Crooked Peach are using a streaming platform. This is OBS, Crooked. Yeah, it is OBS. It's free. It requires a little bit of a learning curve, but it's super customizable. I really like it. Just sometimes the videos are upside down, but I probably could do that better if I knew what I was doing. Tasharia, I gotta cover my plants. Does it get cold? You get a little bit of frost there, Tasharia? Is that the concern? Soccer Saturday and a 5K meeting to raise money for my bike for MS Sunday. Nice. Shirley, does Maple herd them too? Not yet. Hopefully we'll get there someday. But currently she is not. She's not been trained. Crooked says, heck yeah, just say no to commercial meat. You got it. We don't buy any meat from the grocery store, any meat from, we raise all of our own. If we're going to get some pork, we get it from down the road. Jody, do I see a half-shorn sheep? You do not. What you do see there is a sheep that is not as fertile as we would like. The shedding is a sign of fertility. The ones that shed off quicker, and then obviously the ones that get pregnant sooner and have babies easiest are the ones that we want to keep. So that one may be, she may be leaving the flock at some point as we start to tighten up the genetics. But yes, there is one in there. You can see her there in the middle. Her mom, when we got her, we used to call Woolly Back because she had a little bit of extra hair on her as well, and obviously that's a genetic thing. So we will be doing some culling, some removal at some point. Talia says, I live near the Peak District, and my happy place is Winnets Pass at Castleton and Mam tour in the UK, like a small New Zealand, Lord of the Rings style. Oh, cool. I always have to help the shepherd getting his sheep home. That's awesome. That's cool. Very neat out there. Peach says, OBS is beyond my current skill level. That's what I thought, to be honest. When I first started doing these live sessions, so I filmed and edited the first 70 or so of these, Crooked, and then decided that streaming was the way. And I did a few just like on my phone, but then decided that if it's going to be, if I was going to do this in some sort of professional manner, that it needed to be better. And it took me like a day, 2 days to learn. It's not that bad. Okay, Tisharia, frost is coming. It's coming. It's already here. I totally understand. I lived on a farm in New Zealand. I also knowing what needs to be done. I'm just a big lover of all beings, conflicted to say the least. Yeah, but I really respect what you're doing for your family. Does culling equal lamb chops? Culling just means removing, so it doesn't necessarily mean killing. It could be selling, it could be eating, but culling just means removing from the flock. Okay, so I do have more videos here, but I will give a warning before the next one. I do hunt in the fall, and yesterday I was successful in killing a deer. Jason was asking yesterday, what is the process after you shoot the deer? And I was talking about how the meat needs to be cooled, meaning if the animal is left there, the heat inside will cause rotting eventually. The animal bloats, and then you end up with wasted meat. So I am going to show a little clip here of field dressing. My eyes are closed. This is real life. My girls were out here watching. I don't know if they're actually in the video. They might be, because I want them to know what food is. Actually, here you go. So first video, there is a dead deer in this video, so just be aware. This is just when I shot the deer, I didn't have my tools and whatnot, so I went back to the house, got back to the house, and my oldest daughter was like, I want to come with you. I want to see it. So this is just her this is us coming back and seeing the deer for the first time with my daughter. Oh, it's upside down too. Why is it all upside down? Okay, so if you don't like seeing your food, maybe look away. So here's the deer. I don't know if you can hear her there.
Merci.
She said good.
Penses-tu?
Que penses-tu is what do you think? And she says good. She's very excited to eat that meat. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Let me show you. And then, so the next one, this is field dressing. So this is what the steps involved after the animal is down. A little time lapse here. This is just taking out the offal, the guts, to make sure that she can start to cool. And we save some of those to eat, mainly the liver and the heart. But basically, we're getting all the guts out, which will be left for nature, for the wildlife, the coyotes and all that. It'll feed them. And this deer will provide fantastic quality meat for our family, which the girls are very excited for. A little bit of variety with the beef and lamb and chicken that we raise. And just a great payoff, right? Lots of work went into this. And, we're all very excited about it. I know that not everybody is into hunting. But to be honest, the way that I look at it is if you eat meat, whether you kill it yourself or not, you better be willing to. Because otherwise, somebody is killing that meat for you. And it's probably not at all being done in the way that you would want it done. So that's why we take accountability. We take personal responsibility for our food and how the animals that we're going to eat are raised. And that's part of it. Talia, do you make bone broth? We sure do. We sure do. Yeah, we make it out of everything. We do chicken, we do venison broth, we do beef broth. We've done lamb broth before as well. Very good. Crooked Peach says, I'm into it. Nice work, Adam. Thank you. All right. So on that note, let's get moving here. Jody says, is that the spot of the kill or did you have to drag it out of the woods? I did drag it out of the woods. So I'll tell you the story if you care. So basically I'm sitting out there and first thing, like 5 minutes into my sit, a deer just runs by where we're at. Maybe like out of my range probably as well, but just like darted by. I didn't even have time to pay attention to it. So then that's got me a little bit more alert. So I got a little more set up and then this deer walks out still pretty far, but from the left. And I'm assuming she probably smelled me or saw me or whatever, because she took a couple steps and then turned around and started walking away. And you don't want to shoot anything when it's walking away because you don't have a good shot at its vitals. And then so she took a slight turn and I figured, you know what, like this is my opportunity. Got set, took the shot, and right away, like, most of the time they're gonna run just out of hearing the noise and something, feeling like something clipped them. So she ran basically directly to the left. And what you want to do is wait after that, right? Because if there's a chance that she's injured and not killed, if I go in there and find her, I'm going to spook her and she's going to run. So I sat and waited for, I don't know what felt like hours, but I was basically just counting seconds. I'd forgotten my phone, so I couldn't time it or anything. And I was just sitting there counting. So by the time I had gotten just impatient enough, I took the walk out there, found the blood spots on the ground, found that there were enough blood spots to be very confident that it was a pretty good shot, and then took a left, started walking into the woods. Once I got into the woods, saw her, maybe 50 feet in, and dragged her out to the out of the woods, and that's where I brought my daughter to come see her, and that's where we started doing the field dressing. Shirley, do you use a gun or a bow and arrow? Currently, Maple, no. Currently, I use a gun. This is my 6th or so year into hunting. I didn't grow up hunting. I didn't grow up farming either, right? This is all pretty new to me in terms of, producing our own food and taking that kind of stuff seriously. So what I did when I started, we don't have tons of extra money either. So I decided, what is the most versatile hunting tool that I can get? So I got it's a shotgun, but it's got 2 barrels. One is a short one, and it's smooth, which you would use for shot, for waterfowl, for ducks and geese and whatnot. And then it's got a longer barrel, which is rifled, meaning it's got spirals basically etched into the inside of the barrel, which you would use a slug in, which is what I use for deer. I would absolutely love to, and it is the plan to learn to bow hunt eventually. It's a much longer season with a bow, which is kind of nice, and it requires probably higher skill as well. So as I get better and things on the farm stabilize, and ideally as the girls get into it as well, I would love to get more into bow hunting for sure. Talia says, I hear you and totally agree. I think I need to man up. Thanks for the insight. We don't have guns in the UK, so growing, we never see anything. It's a shock, but a contradiction if you eat meat. Talia, I appreciate you, right? I appreciate your open-mindedness. I appreciate that, your love of animals is strong, but at the same time, you understand that, we have evolved with these things, right? We are one with nature, and that's all part of the circle of life. But that, if we don't feel amazing about that, maybe we can look into a better way. That, maybe the reason that we feel like we shouldn't eat these animals, or that, we feel bad when we do, is because we know enough about how they're raised, and we know that the conventional commodity system for raising and selling this meat is one of efficiency, as opposed to, well, maybe not even efficiency, profit. How much profit can I squeeze out of a system, as opposed to what is best for the land and what is best for the animals, and then in turn, what is best for the people eating those critters. So I get it. I mean, that's the reason why we do this. As I said, I didn't grow up on a farm. I didn't grow up around any of this, but I just am the type that once I feel, this is the inside of a golf ball. Can you believe that? The outside of the golf ball was obviously removed prior to this, but what are you doing, dog? Yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but if the animals are raised in harmony with how they're supposed to, and nature, and we think about how disconnected we are from that and how intertwined we are with this system that is very unnatural, we can start to disconnect that thought process and see that this is the right way, right? We are supposed to be interacting with these critters and improving our health with them, but not in the way that man has turned it into, right? I'll use the expression every once in a while. It's not the cow, it's the how, right? It's not the, this idea that cows are ruining the environment with their farts. That's propaganda. That is someone with an agenda trying to tell you not to eat meat. Where, when done properly, right, when you raise these animals more in their natural environment, not only are they not bad for the planet, they're essential, right? The reason that we have topsoil in North America is through large groups of roaming ruminant animals, right? The process of them coming in a huge group, trampling and eating the forage, and then leaving for the next 6 months, year, 18 months, that animal impact and then rest recovery cycle of the ground is literally what builds topsoil. So to think that we aren't associated, that we aren't interconnected with those critters is a misunderstanding of our evolution. So if you think that we can take ourselves out of that system and still be healthy and still be natural, it's a contradiction, and one that is easy to make now because of the system, because of the way that they're raised. I just don't want to eat it, right? Maple, stop it. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough about meat and the food system. Jody, in my favorite book, The Clan is... Oh, right, the same one, yes. The hunt stories are compelling. Hunting is vital to survival of species, a lost skill. Yeah, I mean, I think about this all the time, and I think most people probably don't, but like the way that we get food now, this... I was talking to... I think I was watching a CrossFit podcast yesterday, or I don't know, it was a nutrition thing, and they were talking about bananas. And they were talking about, why some people don't eat bananas for the reason that there's a lot of sugar in it. And I was saying, yes, I avoid them for that reason. For that reason as well. But there's a bigger reason for me, right? The reason that I don't eat bananas is because I live in Canada. There is no way that I can grow a banana here. And in order for a banana to get here, one, it needs to be picked green, right? It needs to be picked well before it's ripe. And if you know anything about plants, when they're not ready to be eaten, maple, they're full of chemicals that tell you not to eat them, that will make you sick. Not necessarily obviously sick, but you're not supposed to eat them yet. So one, they're picked early. Two, maple, stop it. Let's go. Two, we're shipping water. Like, think about this. If you take some of those tropical fruits, bananas, maple, why do you need to be the worst? These are the kids' homemade binoculars that they made yesterday, and she's trying to ruin them. The banana. Hopefully you guys aren't just bored out of your minds talking about this, but think about this, right? For a banana to get to me in Canada, it needs to be transported on a truck or a boat or a airplane or whatever. And think about the difference in weight between a banana ripe or fresh and dried, right? A good portion of that weight is water. Now, think about the places where we grow those types of things. Think about avocados, pistachios, almonds, bananas, right? Oftentimes they are grown in places that are full of drought, right? Think about California, for example, right? We're growing almonds and whatnot in a place that there is no water, right? We have sucked all the water out of that area and then we transport it. Think about that, right? Like, we're using fossil fuels to drive water across the world from places that are in drought to places that, well, whether they're in drought or not, it doesn't matter. And I know that maybe sounds a little bit above what you're thinking about, but it's the truth, right? Go to the grocery store and see a pile of food that cannot be grown in your area. And think about, how did it get here? And think about not only that grocery store, but think about the 500 other grocery stores in your country that also have that food. Like, how many tons of water are being transported to each one of those grocery stores all over the place in places that could never grow those foods. So, I mean, and I know that I'm maybe a little bit more anal about this than most, but the only sustainable way to eat food and sustainable, long term, is to eat locally. Think about that, right? Like, if you had to eat within 100 kilometers of where you live, like, do this experiment. Go into your kitchen, go into your pantry, and look at the types of things that are there. And like, if it comes in a box and it's got multiple ingredients, where did those ingredients come from? How many things in your house that you eat are actually produced, like grown and produced, within 100 kilometers, within 1,000 kilometers might be more realistic. But understand that, like, most of the meat that is in our grocery stores here in Canada comes from Brazil. right? None of that fruit, even the things that we grow here, like grapes and apples, oftentimes are coming from the States or from South America. And like, if you've eaten a raisin and you've seen a grape, you know how much of that is water. I'm not saying don't eat grapes, right? We definitely we can grow grapes here, so it's not as much of an issue. But think about that, right? So part of it is, you know, this whole concept of eating animals and how they should be raised, but also think about how unsustainable most of our food system is, right? If you couldn't, you know, think about anything that comes in a package, anything that is processed, unsustainable. You couldn't do without a massive system producing those foods. Any foods that can't be grown in your area, unsustainable. It requires a massive infrastructure of trucks and boats and planes and whatever to get that stuff to you. And we're transporting water from places that are in drought. Okay, I'm still going here. Let's, I'm gonna read some of these comments before I go crazy. Buddha, good morning. Oh, I love these comments. I'd rather know where it comes from and if done humanely, so thanks for waking me up. We become too conditioned to buying off the shelf. I do get mine from local organic farms. Fantastic. Yeah, organic is a term that's been co-opted so much, so if you can actually get to the farm and see where it's coming from, that is the best. Shirley, oh my God, I love those books. I'm gonna have to read that, obviously. Talia, thanks. I do understand, and you're helping me to feel that. You're amazing, so thank you. We do have guns with strict licenses, but as a culture, knives and guns are alien. But used in the right way, I get it. Yeah, the UK is, I feel like it's getting a little bit scary there with their rules and laws, especially about speech. So that would be concerning if they start. I mean, Canada's starting to take away guns as well, which is a little bit of a scary thing, a little bit of an infringement on our freedoms, but we'll see how we go. Shirley, good morning. Teapot. Shirley, I was just wondering about you, Talia. Bananas aren't that great. When I lived in Australia, we ate them before ripened. Before they ripened? How come? Shipping, they sprayed them with toxic crap. Yes, unless you pick it fresh, the nutrients are lost in transport. Exactly. I'm on the same page there, Talia, for sure. Jabe says, you're so comfortable, Adam, always comfortable. I am comfortable after the workout, Jabes. I'm always feeling good, and this is the idea, moments of clarity, that after your workout, you know, we're clear, we're fresh, we feel fantastic. Buddha, I was here at 4 a.m. while I was waiting and helping my mom. It's now walking Destiny at 10:30. I'd collab with Leo. Awesome. Getting those burpees in. Go check out Buddha Destiny. I think you were on with Jace yesterday as well, weren't you, Buddha? Check it out. And you're wearing a hat. I am wearing a hat. I'm always wearing a hat, James. Talia, I love these conversations. Nutrition is the key to work along with fitness. Survival. You got it. It's a holistic picture, right? It's what you put in your body. It's how you sleep. It's how you move. And the hardest part for me is how you think, how you deal with other people. It's a holistic picture. You got it. You can't just do one or the other. So I'm gonna do my detox bath. Oh, that sounds pretty nice. I'd love to go hop in a hot bath right now. That'd be nice. Shirley, what did Northerners eat to prevent scurvy? Well, Shirley, I got views on that. I don't believe that scurvy is a lack of vegetables. I don't think that's a thing, because there are many people, many types of people who live off a carnivore only diet and eat no plants at all. So I don't believe that is the cause of scurvy. I think scurvy is probably a nutritional deficiency, where you're probably eating just food with not enough nutrients, and as a result, but it's not about not eating vegetables. I don't believe that we need to eat vegetables. There's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. The whole concept that you need a lot of fiber to be healthy is just bogus. You need fiber if you are clogged, And even still, fiber is just going to clog that up. I don't believe in that. If you're clogged, eat extra fat. That will clear you up. Buddha says, I have organic, non-GMO. My mom does the research. Yeah, and that's a step. That's a great step in the right direction. But organic and non-GMO are just labels, unfortunately. And the system, I listen to a lot of farming podcasts, and I was listening to one once where this one farmer was, he grows whatever it was, beans, we'll say. And his neighbor grew organic beans. And one day his neighbor was low on his supply and he needed to make a quota. And he came over to this guy and said, hey, do you have some beans? And this farmer said, well, mine aren't organic. I don't have the same thing. And the organic farmer says, don't worry. So understand that the checks and balances for these things are not good. There's a lot of money in that system as well. So just because it says organic, and the rules for organic are not exactly what you think they are as well. It just means that they do a lot more tillage because they can't spray the same chemicals. And then they'll use organic chemicals instead, which hopefully are better. But realistically, the best way is go see where that food's coming from. Show me everything, farmer. Do you have a big container full of chemicals that you're hiding somewhere? Or is this how you do it? So it's unfortunate. We live in a way that, we're tricked a lot of the time because the system knows that, grass-fed or organic are things that consumers are looking for. So they co-opt those terms and make their products look like they are that, or they'll put the label on it without actually making any changes. So I'm obviously jaded, so you don't need to be as aggressive about this as I am, but to truly know what your food is and where it's coming from, you have to go. You got to talk to someone who's making it. Tell you, I have no plastic, only glass. You're lucky, as most food comes in plastic. Defeats the objective of healthy eating. Sad, the planet, animals, and all beings. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how just used to all the fake crap we've become. Sure that Buddha, I know Adam is going to love your diet. James, yes, my dog is named Maple, same as yesterday. Maple. Whoa. Okay, I'm probably missing some of these, so excuse me. 1 papaya a day cleans you out. Yeah, I'm not going to eat a papaya. It cannot be grown here. We were just talking about the shipping of water across the world. I also don't believe in superfoods, that you should eat acai berries and that's going to change your life. I believe that if you don't eat junk, you don't need superfoods. I also don't believe that anything green is a superfood, by the way. It is absolutely, sorry, take that back, just not a superfood for humans. Green things are superfood for ruminant animals. All right, let's go here. Buddha, that's because organic, usually non-GMO, is making more money in grass-fed. You got it. The industry sees that there's a demand for organic or non-GMO or grass-fed, and they co-opt the term, right? They put it on theirs, or they change the legislation to allow what they're doing to be under that label. So grass-fed, for example, that often means that cow or that beef animal never left a barn. It just means that the machines went out and harvested whatever, be it, corn, silage, or whatever plants are planted, and then they bring it back and give it to the cows in a barn. So if that's your image of grass-fed and that makes you happy and that's content, that's good. It's better than them being in the barn, being fed only grain, which is basically like Twinkies for them and sugar. But if you want what you actually picture as grass-fed, right? When you close your eyes and you think of grass-fed, you think of animals out on the land eating grass. You need pasture-raised, right? And this is how it works, is the terms change because the industry co-opts them. So you need to be right up on it. Hey, I want holistically managed, planned grazing. You know what I mean? If you don't know the terms, it's extremely hard. No, it's extremely hard to really be a discern. You are just too much to actually get what you think you're getting. It's crazy, right? If you look at a jug of milk and it's got a cow in a field, like that's a lie. Those animals never go outside. Even a grass-fed dairy, same thing. They're being brought that grass or corn or whatever it is, right? The whole plant. It's crazy. It's crazy. Surely, no. After everything you've just said, I want a Twinkie now. Stop it. I only said Twinkie once. All right. Equipment. Love it. Love it. 100%. Equipment. I'm not sure I got your first name, by the way. So, okay, let's move on here. We're doing an hour and a half here. Although 10 people, I might just hold you here. Everybody click the like button there. Yeah, we got 16 likes. This is a big day. Who else we got? Don Dill. Don Dill, thanks for joining us. How long you been here, by the way? Buddha, it's why eat bison. Bison is not popular. Bison's not popular. I think bison's becoming more and more popular. Once again, is that bison being raised regeneratively, right? So it's not, once again, it's not the cow, it's the how, right? Is it, like, yes, there are animals that are healthier than others, you know, if you maintain the same standard for everything. But if you want the best value of that animal, and value meaning it's had a good life and you're getting the best quality nutrition, it needs to be raised in the environment that it was meant to be, right? We've watched some Joel Salatin clips on here and we've talked about him a lot. And he's got, what he talks about is the essence of that animal. You know, he talks about the pigness of the pig, the cowness of the cow, and what that means. You know, I'll talk about our human blueprint here, like what are humans meant for? What are we supposed to do and eat and whatnot? And there's a blueprint like that for all animals, right? They have instincts. You know, a pig's instinct is to root, is to shove its nose into the ground and dig up bugs and plants and roots and eat those. But the way that pigs are raised in the conventional system, they're on plastic floors with slats so their poo and pee falls through. There's no rooting, there's no bugs, there's only plastic and the food that they bring them. So ideally, what you want to find is someone who is raising the animals with their instinct, with their nature in mind. Hey, how can I most effectively mimic the way that this animal is meant to live and meant to experience life? Because that's going to lead to them having a better life and then you having a better quality experience with that animal afterwards. So, let's see. Tasharia, yes. Us city folk got to take the best options available. Yes. But the only way that this changes, Tasharia, is if we speak with our dollars. So, just like you're saying, if you can get the best option available, that starts bringing everything up, right? So if the best that you have available to you is organic from the grocery store, do that, right? The more that we need, the more that we demand it, the more that we ask for those things, the more they have to provide them. That being said, the more we do that, the more they're going to do that co-opting stuff. But the more discerning you are as a customer and the more we push for those things, the more the industry responds and gives us proper quality. And, you know, think about this. If you can, you know, go on a little field trip, take your kids on a weekend, instead of going to the mall or instead of going to the movies, go find a local farmer that will allow you to tour their farm and, you know, get back to it a little bit. Connect with the nature, connect with the soil. Get out there and see if you can see an animal outside. Like, that's what we want. You know, get out there and experience it. And the farm that will allow you to go and see what they're doing is the right farm. If they won't let you see it, if they won't let you on site, run away. Run away, right? If you go to an egg farm, they're not going to let you in, right? And if they did, you'd have to wear a hazmat suit. So, good job, Tasharia, on raising your own chickens. Crooked as well. You guys got it. Sorry, good morning, Buddha. Little Debbie, no pure sugar, have an avocado. Little Debbie. Yeah, try not to eat sugar, guys. I mean, the sugar that fruit, I mean, every carbohydrate is sugar, right? Even your broccoli, it's sugar, right? All plants break down into sugar. Obviously, some of them are sweeter than others, and you get that hit harder, but true. Jody, oh my goodness, just finished my 1K walk with my pups. You can talk, coach. There are certain topics that I can talk about. That is true, Jody. I get excited. Buddha, my sincere condolences to your precious cow, Shirley. Told me the other day and I saw live. Much respect. Feel you 1000%. What happened, Shirley? Shirley, do you have animals? What am I missing here? Jody, Buddha, doesn't it break your heart to see a child eating those Little Debbie snacks? I don't even know what a Little Debbie is. I'm assuming that's an American treat. Talia, can I come live on your farm? Sounds like the most magical place to be. It has a lot of magic for sure, and getting more magical. Talia, if you're ever in Canada, you're always welcome. All right, look at this. This might be the longest one we've ever done, 1:40. But I guess I'm just being a little bit excitable. There's still people watching. But I do have to get to the gym today. And you probably have things that you need to do in your lives as well. I appreciate that you hung out this long extremely. And I hope to see you guys all tomorrow, which is Sandbag Saturday. And we're going to talk a little bit about I Am Responsible. We're going to watch a little bit of Jim Rohn, who was Tony Robbins' mentor, and is one that inspired this whole program. Inspired the concept of like, hey, if you want to change your life, make change you. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow while we carry around a heavy sandbag, and then I'll be doing my vertical live streams this weekend as well. So we got our Sandbag Saturday session, and then 6:15 or so tomorrow I'll do a vertical live whoring out for something, and then same thing Sunday. So hope you guys all had a fantastic morning. Enjoy your day. I can hear the girls. See you guys tomorrow.